Over the last 1 year, we have designed and developed a modern revenue administration system. The entire revenue administration process is what we have automated. The process remains the same, just made it more efficient by deploying technology. The area of concern today has to do with how we collect revenue from the informal sector, whether they are mobile, that is those who operate transportation vehicles, or then fixed location, including market women and shop owners. The mobile technology we are deploying takes into consideration the fact that they are largely informal, and we take into consideration the whole essence of financial inclusion. And so yes, there are various mobile collection methods that are involved here. Where convenient for the taxpayer, you look at the use of the automated banking card, the ATM card. And where such people do not hold ATM cards, that allows us to use the conventional POS. We have mobile collection devices that we have deployed, wherein the taxpayer will be allowed to use instruments like the revenue scratch card, which is similar to your regular mobile telecoms scratch card, because the value itself is warehoused in the card. So you have a third-party dealer whom will sell the scratch cards to. They will in turn retail to end users, who will then make these cards available when our revenue enforcers do make them up to pay whatever dues or levies or taxes they are meant to pay on such dates.
How successful has this been?
I would say we have started the process of deployment using a hybrid method. In this case, you find that the local governments are currently collecting revenues from bus drivers, tricycle riders, and even the market women. And it's been quite successful given the level of incremental revenues we see coming out of the various local governments across board. An advantage with the devices that we have pushed out and the back-end platform is that it allows you to deal online and offline. So the issues of connectivity do not pose a challenge, because the technology allows you to process transactions offline. And then when you get into a connectivity area, the data is synced between the device and the backend.
Thank you very much. That's really interesting. Answer the question of not having networks on the network. So you can actually use them offline.
Yes, that's why I said we basically domesticated what we have done, taking into consideration modern technology, cutting edge, and the unique qualities and characteristics of the area where we're deploying this solution.
And what has the response been from the people that you have to deal with day by day using this new method?
Well, in rolling out the revenue administration platform, we took into consideration the skills requirements and the people who will be administering them, how they need to have. And we'll pass them through a series of training on what to do. We sort of push back to expect. And to a very large extent, I think the market has accepted it. I mean, it's very clear. People see what the government is doing with the tax revenues that's generated. And they want to give back in their own quota towards development. So it's been quite accepted amongst the people. So many of them come to us these days and talk about wanting to be dealers on the revenue scratch cards. So it's another form of livelihood sustainability platform that the government is certainly going to look critically at.
So are there challenges, in putting this modern way of doing things in terms of revenue collection to use? Have you had any challenges whatsoever?
There will always be challenges, as it is with anything that is new. One of the key advantages of deploying technology in revenue administration is the fact that you can warehouse significant body of data, so you know who pays what, who has paid what, who ought to pay what. And what that means is that you must run through the entire cycle when it comes to revenue administration, starting from capturing the taxpayers' information, profiling, generating the assessments and notification of such assessments, followed by settlement. And so it means that you have to spend a little more time the first time you engage or interface with a taxpayer so that you can capture his information. Why it's critical is that when you have data behind the transaction, it means that at the end of the year, I can generate a report showing how much a particular citizen has paid, and on the back of that, you can get his tax clearance. So you will find that a lot of the mobile operators and even those in the markets in the time past will pay certain daily charges, but at the end of the year they don't get a thank you note from government in the form of their tax clearance. And when they would require tax clearance, it becomes a bit challenging to actually ascertain how much was assessed and how much was paid. So going forward, every citizen should be able to access his tax clearance certificate.
How much of sensitization are you doing so that people can get a hand of what this is all about? Because there are some people out there in the market who have no idea actually how this works. Some even say we're not developed enough to adopt such methods. If we are contemporary enough, to use the recharge cards for telecoms transactions, I think we are very ready for this type of technology. Nigerians are very sophisticated people. We underestimate them at our own peril. I've interacted with people across the board, and I don't think getting the hang of the concept is a challenge at all. But the question really is how much sensitization have we done? It's an ongoing process. This session I'm having with you now, I would say, is one of such opportunities to put this information out there. But we are developing information packs and electronic materials that should be out in a couple of days. It's a gradual rollout of this platform. So we also want to ensure that as we push them out to the market, people get all the information they need to have and get accustomed to doing things the way they ought to be done. I appreciate it.